Hello, Professor. For the fifth assignment of data science programming, I have implemented the support vector machines algorithm. So I have implemented the regression and the classification part of this algorithm. I have taken two sample data set and applied uh, the algorithms on top of that. The first one is the position salaries, and the position salaries. This is a simple data set based on the position and the salary or based on their level information. So in here, this is a nonlinear problem. So I have to apply algorithm based on the nonlinear kernel. So in here, I'm importing the data sets, importing the libraries, and importing the data set. Further, I'm also doing a feature scaling here, since because the values are too large on the other parameter and we need to optimize. I'm using this feature scaling here. So as I do this feature scaling, I further run the regression model of SVR with the kernel RBF, which is the nonlinear regression model. And as I run this, I can I'm now going to predict the new result based on the input. So, for example, a position with a 6.5, what would be the expected salary of this person? So the model basically predicts whether a person based on his position, whether he is giving a correct salary or it is too much high on the employer end to provide that salary. So I'm running this here. We see here. So the salary here is 170,370. So further we are going to see whether the position of the salary given by the employee is a truth or bluff. So as I see here, this the SVM curve is very good enough to separate the spots based on the output of the prediction. We may see one outlier here, but that is for the CEO salary, so which is acceptable. But on the other side, like we can see whether a given salary is truth or bluff on the either side of the SVR model. So this is another plot where we are just trying to plot the same. Now going to the next example, this is a classification example. I'm importing the data set. So let me quickly show you the data set. This data set consists of gender, age, estimated salary, and whether the person has purchased a SUV or not. So as we know, like SVM is majorly used to take a decision based information, whether it falls on either one side or on the other side. So in here I'm just doing a training set. Again, I'm doing a feature scaling here because though this is linear, we could see that the numbers are too high on the salary side. So this is the feature scaling is done to optimize it. So now again here in the classifier, I'm using the kernel as linear because this is a linear problem as the salary is linear as we see in the data. Now I'm going to predict whether based on this particular information, whether the person will be buying a SUV or not. As you see here, we have the data here, and I did a cross comparison to do a confusion matrix here. Accuracy in this model is pretty high. So further, I also wanted to plot to visualize how this looks like. So based on the age and the estimated salary, what is the result we are getting? So since this is a linear model, we see a cut line in this which we see on the screen. So this line separates whether the person had got the SCV that is which is one number in this graph, and the other number is zero, which says like the person hasn't got their CV. So based on the age, we try to understand whether this based on the age and salary, we see whether the person has got it or not. We could see some incorrect prediction in this area of the training data set. So this is like, but these are like very closely lying to the linear line. So further, visualizing the data, running the same plot. Okay, so this in the test sets, this seems to be much better. So we don't see much of incorrect prediction. There is one here, but still, like most of the uh, person who is unlikely to buy an SUV is being predicted correctly. So that is a good thing, and there are few incorrect predictions here where like people who tend to buy SUV. Um, but classified on the other side. Still, like this is like very close to that linear line, and we see that the age is also high and the estimated salary is also low. That's could be the one of the reason where it's lying on the flip side. So that's it for the SVM implementation. Thank you.